manifesto of the new patriotic party. Promises have been made, points have been made, policy measures have been outlined. His vision is there, and so the media need to go and ask him questions as to how he's going to implement this vision, among other things. I believe you try and be there, Ibrahim.
I'm sure it will be strictly by invitation. If we are invited, why not? We will show up. And then, of course, I got wind of this yesterday. I got to know that this will happen yesterday. It's a timing that is quite curious for me. That will be as a producer and as a content producer, as a journalist. I'm excited because come Monday, when we are interrogating the issues, you have the manifesto of the NDC.
Yeah.
You have not just the manifesto of the NPP, but the explanations from the owner of the content of the manifesto of the NPP to deal with. So that's enough balanced, mixed information. And I think the voter is better off for it. You get to dissect the issues, get answers to your questions lingering on your mind, and you make up your mind finally as to the choice you are making. So it's good. Again, from a previous engagement, what we understand is that the vice president will equally, and the NPP flag bearer will be embarking on media tours as well. He will open himself up to public scrutiny through the media. If you are seeking to lead the nation and you hide in your corner, of what benefit would that be for you?
Yeah, what benefit will it be for you? You need to go to the people. You need to allow the people to talk to you.
Yeah.
And then you need to answer the people's questions on how you intend to do all the things that you say that you are going to do. Exactly. You know, Mr. Jantua has been asking a very critical question. I think he asked this on GH Today yesterday. And it's a question that some other people have also been asking. Because all of these political parties are making all kinds of promises. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to build this, we're going to build that. These are very ambitious promises which require money, right? And money comes from the taxes that you and I pay, and it also comes from loans that we'll contract, and also comes from some grants. You know, all of this making up the total of the money that we have to run the country, that we use to budget to do the things that we need to do. And tax revenue is a chunk of the money that comes in, right? About 80% of the revenue that we use in this country is tax revenue. And these same people are promising also that they are going to remove some taxes. So if you're going to remove some taxes, something has to give. And where are you going to get the extra money from to be able to show up with regard to the money that you are losing from taxes, right? And generally, if you're making all of these ambitious promises, definitely you need money to fund them. So where is the money going to come from to fund all of these projects? Considering the state that Ghana finds itself in. Our economy is not the best. We're still reeling from the effects of what we are told is COVID-19 and Russia's war on Ukraine. But of course, we know that there's a little bit of mismanagement in there. If we had done things better, we wouldn't be in the position that we are. We are a high debt distressed country. We're using a chunk of the money that we also get to service our loans, even though now because of the DDEP, there will be a deferment of the payment. But nonetheless, we're still going to start paying. And that will be somewhere, 2027? There are about 2027, 2028.
Next year.
We'll begin to pay a chunk of the loans that we owe.
Next year we're paying.
Yeah, next year we're paying, but it's not as much as, we originally were supposed to pay.
Yes, but we have staggered it. But of course, the payment kicks in next year. And that's how come IMF money, we are keeping it. Because IMF itself is expecting us to pay some money to the World Bank and what have you.
So, I mean, how are all of these ambitious plans and programs that are being announced by these political parties going to be funded? That is one critical question that we need to be asking them. Emmanuel Biko.
I like where the two of you ended. The irony. You are promising tax reliefs. You are also promising a lot of infrastructure development. Of course, something must be. Either we are not getting something, or the politicians know something that we don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, I won't delve into it. But quickly, I find the timing of the vice president's media engagement curious. You get it?
It's a political timing,
well, you see, their main opponents will be launching their manifesto on Saturday.
Yes.
Chances are they will dominate media discussions, just like the NPP did on Monday.
Yeah.
Now, the vice president will be meeting the media obviously it's also a big news cat. So
Newsmaker,
obviously, as a big newsman, somebody that we want to comment or report about, it's going to be an interesting Monday.
It's a political
it's going
tactic.
to, for me as a journalist, I'm excited. It's content for me. I mean, if you are in the media space, content for you. But I'm looking at the decision that went into choosing Sunday and all this.
It's a political
It's part
tactic.
of those political calculations.
Yeah, it's a political
We are,
calculation.
like Ivy said, it's in the interest of the public that we hear from people who are seeking to lead us.
Yes.
So, very funny, sir.
And just to answer you, you know what? Why the politicians will make the promises they are making, and trust me, more will come. Especially when they visit you and your chief tells them your problem. They will find, when your chief tells them your problem, they will promise to resolve
Why you
the
reminding me
problem.
of
That's
the-
outside the manifesto.
Why you reminding me of the I don't know if it's true. I understand Nkrumah visitors the Goma area.
Oh, the signboard one.
The signboard one.
Oh yeah. No, in fact, the people from the area tell you that yes, because you see the place, the community was hidden from the main road, right? So when you are going, you actually drive past the community without knowing that the community is here. So they needed a very big signboard to show that the community welcome
is
to
You have different
Gomwa. And then you can add if you can be Gora da Urampon, it can be the Gomwa Canada, it can be Gomwa Jama.
Hey, let's go more Canada.
No, Jama.
Okay.
Canada will be in Kasua.
No, Ashaiman. I'm not Canada will be Ashaiman. Everywhere is in Ashaiman.
Yeah.
Ashaiman has what? They have Jericho.
Okay.
Ashaiman has Israel.
We have
Ashaiman has
Lebanon, Mexico,
Washington,
Jericho.
Lebanon.
Yes.
Then we have Middle East.
Middle
Yeah,
East.
Middle East, yes.
The whole of the
Every-
Middle East.
everything
The whole
is
of the
there.
Middle East is there. And
then-
then I feel Medina too. Medina has UN.
UN,
Whenever there's
yeah,
fight
yeah.
in Ghana, we all have to run to
Yeah.
Medina. Medina UN. So the point I'm making is that the politicians will make those promises because they have 4 years to attempt fulfilling those promises. So first 2 years, you hear nothing, you see nothing, especially the big ticket project.
Yeah.
And then after the second year, they will start something because by then we'll have exited the IMF program, right? All things being equal, they will start something. But before they complete, they will come and tell you that if you give us another mandate, then we'll complete.
Then we'll complete it.
Yes.
Then they'll say Twaso.
It's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah. And with this media encounter, because the NDC will launch their manifesto, if there is no media encounter from the vice president, of course, moving forward into the Monday and the Tuesday and the Wednesday, in fact, the entire week, the discussion surrounding, like just the way we are discussing the MPP's manifesto and we've been asking questions about it, the NDC's manifesto is going to dominate the media discussions. And so a tactic to sort of draw a lot of or a little bit of attention away from the NDC's manifesto launch is for the vice president to come in and meet the media. And then it also takes some of the media space. And, because some things will be said, some answers will be given, which will be interesting and will also dominate discussion. So, it's a political tactic, from the handlers, of the vice president to make sure that he meets the media on Sunday, a day after the NDC launched their manifesto, so that they can also share some of the
Trust me, one of the
discussion
jobs,
space.
I'm not a
That
prophet,
is
but
what
one of
they
the
are
jobs
trying
that
to
he would have
do. That's what they are
received
trying to
on the
do.
NDC podium would have been the fact that he's avoiding media scrutiny.
Yeah.
It's likely to be a job
Yeah.
that the vice president would have been given.
So that one is resolved.
Yeah, that one is resolved.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that, mind you, there are some media houses and media outlets, right, that might not publish anything from the NDC's manifesto launch or publish the negativities, right?
Yeah.
And so, at least, regardless, when the
we
vice
know
president
some
speaks-
media houses that are aligned
Yeah. Oh, yes.
politically.
Yes.
Who will
So
do that.
that's it. So, so
and there are those too who will not even say anything about the vice president or look at the vice president's negative comments, if any.
Exactly.
If any. That
So
is
that's
if any pops
basically
up.
it. So
you know,
everybody
so-
gets satisfied.
Yeah,
It's okay.
so we'll see. Yeah, but we've got the newspapers.
Yes.
So let's try and quickly go through some of the headlines. And as we
Okay.
go through the headlines, we'll discuss the stories. On the Daily Graphic newspaper, I have here at Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting, remittances fetch $28 billion in 10 years. And experts are calling for measures to leverage the inflow. So a lot of people are sending money from all kinds of countries into Ghana, remittances, right?
Yeah.
And in the last 10 years, $28 billion in remittances have been received. How much of the $28 billion have you received, people?
Oh, I'm sure everybody around this table has received one transaction, one transfer.
I
or
know
the
that
other
you receive a lot.
From
I know you receive a lot from all quarters.
relatives, We are media people.
I know
that,
you
right?
receive a lot.
We do.
I know
we
you
do, we
receive
do.
some. I know you receive some from Lebanon, from Washington, from
No, Lebanon. I should
from
rather be sending them.
Washington,
Charlie,
from-
I should rather be sending
from
to Lebanon.
Middle East, from all of those places. You'll be receiving remittances from all of those places.
Yeah, and we are journalists. We do a lot of international works, right?
Yeah. So
we
you
get
receive
paid.
remittances.
Yeah.
So 28 billion.
Yeah.
In remittances. So we should leverage on it. This is what experts are saying. Let's leverage on these inflows so that we benefit from it properly. Listing graphic on stock market is the better option. That's according to Ayabuafo, who is the chairman of the National Media Commission. Also on the front page, President Lords Trade Unions for Industrial Harmony, and Cabinet approves gifted, talented education. So that's all there on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper.
Oh, okay.
These are the stories.
So the Chronicle this morning. DRIP initiative lands in Western, Volta, and Upper West regions, and that is the District Road Improvement Program. Officially stamped. Government approves gifted and talented education policy for students. And so it's more or less like this movie that had kids with special talents. Right? What's the X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men, yes. So Ghana will have its own
They
X-Men.
didn't have special talent. They had superpowers.
No, that's the thing.
They had superpowers.
It's almost the same. So
It's not the same. It's not the same. The X-Men have superpowers. They could fly and things.
Yeah, but that's the
They
talent.
could fly. They could disappear.
Okay.
They could teleport from one place to
To the
another.
other, they could lift vehicles and what have
They
you.
could shoot fire from their hands and
That's the
shoot ice. Hey,
This is our own version.
Imagine how the world would be if people like that actually existed.
Yeah, so we have our own version here where we're going to now assemble the children who have special talent, right? Who can do extraordinary things. Probably not superpowers, right? But their brains work differently. So we will give them a tailored education to ensure that they become the answer to our predicament as a nation. So President Akufo-Addo commends NIT for 230 million Ghana cedis surplus, and then also at the same program, the president also took us on for the needless controversies surrounding the Senate of the sale of the Senate hotels. No problem. We're here. We said the controversy was needless.
How was it needless? How was the controversy around the state hotel or SNIT hotels being sold needless?
SNIT had a very good intention.
Yeah.
The intention of SNIT in offloading those assets were very, very good. Intentions were very good. We then failed to see the good intentions, and then we were reading all sort of meanings into
No.
the intention.
I mean, I don't think it is lost on anybody that there was a potential conflict of interest situation there.
No.
If a minister of state, a cabinet minister, is bidding to buy hotels from. Come on, please. The president. Sometimes you see. Sometimes when some of these comments are made, I don't know whether they think that Ghanaians, will just swallow everything that is given to them or anything that is said, hook, line, and sinker like that without doing a critical analysis of it. Or, excuse my language, Ghanaians do not think critically. I mean, how can you say that the controversy was needless? How can you say the controversy was needless? Come on. Sometimes when politicians make some of these comments, it makes it look as though the people who are talking about these things or the people who are raising some of these issues really are not thinking critically about the situation. I mean, there was a situation that arose. There are deep-seated issues with regard to how some of these things are done. And legitimate concerns were raised, especially about someone who is a cabinet minister in the bidding, winning a bid to get up to 60% stake in hotels that belong to SNIT. And the workers rise up against that, and then it was needless. I mean, come on.
Anyway,
and even the workers are even saying that this is our money. This is our pension funds. We are in charge of it. And now they are even taking the demand a step further and saying that, look, even on the board, we should have representation not only for, but we should have much representation on the board because it is our money.
No, the bigger picture is that the workers won. So
and then the president was actually addressing the workers, and then so we had to chip in that TUC. Anyway, so quotation for this morning, Felicians, right? Yeah,
Philippians.
Okay, Philippians. Philippians 4:19.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my God will meet all your needs according to the
his
riches of His glory.
Yes.
In Christ Jesus.
Amen.
You see, you might be reading from the King James version. This might be which other version?
NIV.
And there's NIV, there's ASV, there's ESV, there's NKJV. There are many
and
versions.
there's what's the name? The Mormon, the Book of the Mormon.
That's not the Bible. That's another church's man.
No, but you bought something.
I'm
asking.
You always read. I'm coming. You always read Bible verse from Chronicle. Have you ever seen them quoting Book of Mormon
before?
Have you ever read Book of Mormon from the Chronicle before?
But I don't hear the analogy that he was trying to do.
Because
you are talking about Bible. You are talking about versions. You are talking about versions.
We're going to bring another.
How do I know?
Do I go to
church with you?
How do you know it's not a version?
Anyway, the daily guide is what I have, and government will not jeopardize workers' future. Nana tells TUC. Cabinet approves gate education policy, and also 22-year-old Ghanaian kills parents in UK.
Yeah, sad story.
Charlie, what was it with UK and Ghana? I mean, knives. US,
yeah.
Ghana.
So
ours is what?
He did something wrong. Yeah, every country and its own. But he did something wrong. He was reprimanded. Took a knife, stabbed the mother to death, and then the father was receiving.
These are stories that I hear in international, like you see on international media, and they appear so remote. Yeah. Until I heard the name of the victim, and I realized that these are Ghanaians. And look, people who live overseas will always tell you that it's a difficult place to raise a child. Yeah, anyway,
very.
FDA protecting public interest and not targeting businesses, according to the FDA boss. These are the lead stories in Daily Guide.
All right. So let's come to the Daily Dispatch newspaper. 4 ways Bawumia intends to improve Ghana's healthcare service. Also, Bawumia's full manifesto launch addresses at Takoradi. Okay. Bawumia's full manifesto launch address at Takoradi. Then, over a 10-year period, remittances generated $28.6 billion US dollars, cocoa $18.7 billion US dollars, gold $7.6 billion US dollars. That's according to an analyst. And also, can NDC win all the 15 seats in the Upper East? That is a question that is being asked on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
The New Crusading Guide this morning. Minister tightens news around GSCSP project. Demands agency, warns there will be no room for delays or requests for contract extensions in Western and Central regions. Infrastructure. Who pocketed GBC's $2.9 million? $2.9 million, yes.
Yeah, who pocketed it? Critical question.
My issue on this is
who pocketed it?
Who pocketed what? At least we know that other entities also rendered service. So that's not my issue. My issue is why GBC paid its staff 100 Ghana cedis allowance per day when the experts were being marked 1,000 Ghana cedis per day.
Oh, that happened?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Meanwhile, they were rendering, in fact, GBC staff were rendering much more services than even the experts. Me, that's my issue. Forget.
Okay, you finish your issue.
No, that's my issue. Why mark? Because everything is quoted in dollars. And we are talking about $3 million contract. And you are marking your staff 100 cedis.
100 cedis a day.
A day.
That's how much they were being given.
Yes.
A day for the work.
For the allowance.
For the allowance.
So they will eat from that and everything. Probably transportation from that.
100 cedis a day.
Yes.
How
callous can you be?
And the experts were given how much a day?
1,000.
1,000 what?
Ghana cedis.
A day.
A day, yeah, of course. A cedi equivalent.
And so I'm pretty sure it was 1,000 cedis a day across the board. But when it came to our very own people, they decided to tear Chobo.
I'm sure that's exactly what happened. Because
they decided to tear Chobo.
Even 1,000 cedis.
This is speculative, though. I don't know whether or not that's fact. Yeah. But knowing Ghana man, that's probably what happened.
No, the point we are making is that, of course, and this disclosure of 100 Ghana cedis was made by the Director General for GBC. So it means that at least it's on paper. It's on paper that's how much the staff members who were deployed on the day were given. Now, what I want to understand is, why we settled for that.
Yeah.
Knowing very well that from this same money, because the money is from the $3 million.
Yeah,
$3
it's
million.
it's all from that.
Others were being marked 1,000 Ghana cedis per day.
Okay. This is my issue. And I agree with IB. But I want to touch on something else. Like IB always says, we don't expect Amelia that sells cocoa to run at a loss.
Exactly.
We also don't expect government or any right holder to run at a loss this current day and age.
Yeah.
Look, this is a simple analogy. Imagine the English FA paying multi-choice to televise the Premiership.
Yeah.
It is the other way around.
Exactly.
You need the content.
Exactly.
It is content for you. People pay a lot of money for rights.
Exactly.
And I know, and I've been told that others bidded.
Yeah.
But guess what? Because we may not get anything, we decided to create this arrangement. And rather take money from the state.
Yeah.
How does the state pay somebody for an event that you can sell rights for?
And even if you had gone to GBC, no problem. We say that at least GBC will use that to buy OB van, because that's what the director is saying. They will buy OB van, they will change things. But it went to others. The money GBC got is
$105,000
negligible.
Yeah,
guys, I'm saying it was an opportunity for the state to make more than 3 million.
Exactly.
More than, but rather we chose to rather pay instead of us selling that right to an entity. I still don't get it.
That's a critical.
How do we think?
That's a critical question you're asking, because I mean, all Africa games, it's exciting. Are we trying to say that for the entire African continent, meeting in a country to do an athletics event in all kinds of, all kinds of sporting disciplines, from track and field to arm wrestling to boxing to javelin to whatever it is, right? And they are trying to tell us that no single media entity on the entire African continent and even beyond was not interested in having the rights to cover or to broadcast the All Africa Games,
and sell slots for advertisement and make money.
And then we had to take $3.6 million to the state broadcaster to rather do the or maybe we don't understand how this thing works.
We do.
Or maybe we don't understand, because
we do understand how this thing works.
That's a question that Emmanuel Bipo is asking.
We know that we have a local Premier League.
Yeah.
And when we wanted a broadcaster, Star Times put in a bid. And then we got money, and the money was used to fund the clubs. We didn't pay Star Times to do
exactly. The GFA didn't pay. Star Times rather pay.
Yeah, so
exactly. That's how it works.
So I don't know what is happening with the Athletics Federation or whatever. If we are hosting, that's why I'm asking. Maybe we don't. Maybe I want to understand how.
I get your question. It's a rhetorical question.
If we are hosting the All Africa Games, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what rights accrue to the host nation in terms of some of these things.
With the Ghana Premier League, who the broadcaster is.
Yeah, with the Ghana Premier League, it is our league. We are the ones who are doing it ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But with the All Africa Games, I think there's an athletics federation for Africa and the world and all of that. So
the Olympic, whatever, the AU.
Yeah.
Did the minister say that AU paid the $3 million?
No, it's Ghana.
Yeah, that's the right.
So were we bidding to ourselves to cover?
We are serious people.
But I think the TV shows will be telling us, aside the $105,000 that they got, by way of commercials and advertisement, how much they raked in. That's one. Two, and this is very important. I might be biased, but you know what we did? We went to Spain to rent an OB van, and it went through Spain, came to Senegal, and all the way. Meanwhile, in this country, and here I register my bias, EIB Network has a 4K OB van.
Yes.
That nobody, no entity in the sub-region has.
Yeah.
DSTV, when multi-choice, when they are coming, they come for it. Mention whoever. But we decided that because of Abro, you know Abro? Abro.
Yeah.
Okay. We went all the way to another continent.
Yeah, to go and get them to
bring
the
equipment. To grab it all the way from wherever and then bring it here. Abro.
There's a story about mice that invaded a pepper farm.
Yes.
And the baby mice was telling the mother that the baby mouse was telling the mother that it is not sweet.
Why are we eating?
Why are we eating? I say,
It is. It is. It is.
It is well.
It is well. It is well. It is well.
Let's continue with
Let's continue
So
with
the other
papers.
headlines from the New Crusading Guide. Annual Maulid Festival draws mammoth crowd, and upon Nkrumah defends Baumia's promise to abolish e-levy. Akufo-Addo's DRIP initiative to transform Upper West Region roads. That's according to the regional minister. And Joma chief worries over lack of development. So that's it for the New Crusading Guide.
All right, the Ghanaian Observer is what I have, and I will implement in full the Affirmative Action Act. Vice President Baobia and candidates of the NPPs giving this assurance. But IB, what's the status of that bill that was passed? Has it been assented to by the president? Affirmative action?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Or they will
I'm
keep
sure
it
the president
for...
will do that.
Yeah, the president will do that.
Yeah, I will do that. No,
It's
actually a manifesto.
All right.
So.
GSCSP project under scrutiny as Minister tightens supervision and DRIP equipment arrives in regions to revamp roads. ESLA calls for special attention to children with special needs. Lead stories in the Observer.
All right. The Publisher newspaper is what I have next. 6 men gala rape pregnant woman in presence of her husband.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, that's barbaric.
Yeah. Terrible.
Can you give us the full story?
No. No. We've
All right,
said the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's bad enough.
Okay. Foreign Minister reassigns Kwesi Asante as Director of Passports. Afenyo Markin says NPP needs majority in Parliament. And NPP manifesto launch, not a concert activity. Upon Nkrumah replies Asiedu Nketia. So that's it for the Publisher newspaper. The new Publisher.
The new Publisher.
Yeah.
So let me then take you to the one you just mentioned, the Publisher newspaper. And it says, that's the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. Senate pays 3.2 billion Ghana cedis to contributors, launches mobile service week, drama in court over stolen goods. And local government minister demands timely completion of project. And IWMI warns of severe drought in Ghana. And regional ministers, Lord Drip, Madripi.
Is that where what's her name? The musician's mother, who is an MP?
Fantana.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
The
performed.
mother, no, I mean the mother.
Yeah,
what's her name?
Jomoro. What Toffee?
Yeah, is that the same program that she was at?
Oh, okay.
She's trending.
She's trending.
Yeah.
For
she was
dripping.
she was at a program that the president and everybody was there.
Oh no! That would be the petroleum hub.
Petroleum Hub.
Jomoro.
Okay.
Jomoro.
All right.
Jomoro. And she was dripping.
People can.
No, and of course,
in
it's
a
a
good way.
Gen Z language.
Yeah.
It's a Gen Z. We can relate. We the millennials.
Yeah,
Drip.
please,
But
I'm
what does
Gen
it
Z-
mean?
I'm Gen Z at heart.
I think dripping means what? Looking good or looking
Dapper.
nice.
Yeah.
Or like
Looking
dressing
fly.
well. Yeah, looking fly.
Oh,
yeah.
everything you've said is Gen Z.
No,
Ah.
looking fly,
Dapper,
looking
looking
fly,
fly.
looking
Or
fly
looking fly
is
is for
millennial.
millennial.
Yeah, looking
Yeah,
fly is
fly,
millennial.
yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the Alpha guys to their terms?
Me, I'm waiting for the Omega.
The Alpha people today have their terms.
Which
But
one
I'm
to
told
is
they have
the
not
alpha?
started speaking.
Oh, they are. The Alpha people are speaking. Like some of them are 5, 8.
Which one to is the alpha?
They are after the Gen Z.
Yeah, after the Gen Z.
And they are dead. If these people are deadly, they are deadlier.
Deadlier.
If there's a word like that.
Thank God they won't come and meet us. Anyway, let's move on.
Say they will come and meet me. Don't say us.
Okay, sorry.
And now I guess it's your turn.
Let's carry on with the newspaper. The Accra Times. You stole our manifesto. NPP NDC accuses. Seriously. You stole our manifesto. NDC accuses NPP. Afenyo Markin taxed Mahama to debate inconsistent Baumia. 2024 elections, NPP manifesto is an action plan. Samuel Abujinapo speaks, and also Dr. Baumia and the Gen Z. Yeah. Says the Gen Z are going to get jobs to do when he becomes president. So, yeah, take a look at...
the millennials will hand over to them. So if the millennials are working, at least they will give the job to the Gen Zs. But if the millennials are not working,
they're not...
I'm trying to say they're going to have more influencers. They're going to have more influencers.
yes, because the millennials are all on social media.
The
doing
top
influencing business.
They say that the millennials currently some of them are engaging in galamsey and all those. They are looking at content
creation.
On Galamsey.
It's fine. I will do the act. One report on the act.
To the Republic Press this morning, Akufo-Addo shrugs off snake storm, describes controversy over hotel sale as needless and unnecessary. GBC sports minister at odds. I'm not sure they are at odds. They are just all explaining. Right, they are all explaining. Whichever explanation makes sense to you.
They are at odds. This one say I gave you this. This one to say we didn't
get. The problem I have with that narrative is that somebody might lose their job and it might not be the sector minister. They are not at odds. The minister appeared before the Public Accounts Committee and said we paid over $3 million to GBC, emphatic, for the coverage of the All Africa Games. And here I'm quoting, I'm not even paraphrasing. Now, to the union and the workers and the general public, it means GBC today has access to more than $3 million. You have no idea the implications of that particular narrative standing as it came. Then the man says, the Director General says, no, we got a little over $105,000.
He didn't even say a little over. He said we got $105,000 exactly. That's what he says they got.
$105,000.
Yes.
For the role we played. But there were others who played some other roles.
So those people also have to be paid.
That's it.
Yeah.
So they are not at odds. So the minister then comes back to explain further that it is actually $3.6 million.
Yeah.
That was paid. But then this guy did this, that guy did this lady did this, somebody fetched water.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yes.
Happened there.
Yes. Somebody fetched water. Somebody was in charge of Burkina. Those things.
Why Burkina? I want to drink Burkina this morning.
You get it? So they are not at odds. It's just that they are all explaining and they are explaining whichever makes sense for you.
But with the ministry's statement yesterday night, the ministry insists that 2.5 was transferred into the GBC account
to be given to others.
These things, paper trail.
Yeah.
So if you paid somebody, there should be a paper trail. I'm saying, you want to play that sound?
I want to play the sports ministry statement. Let's just to put this in proper perspective. Except of it.
The ministry, in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engaged the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest, with the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligations. The total agreed amount was $3.6 million. Subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and GBC. From the total amount, $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in two tranches, $1 million and $1.5 million on 13th March 2024 and 22nd May 2024 respectively. Another amount of $1 million was paid to third parties upon the instructions of GBC in accordance with the contract. As a public institution, we are committed to transparency and accountability in the discharge of our mandate.
So that's the statement from
the
sports ministry about how much exactly was paid to GBC. But then the whole contract sum is 3.6 million, and they paid to GBC over 2.5 million in two tranches.
And that corrects the submission of the minister at the Public Accounts Committee. Because he mentioned in excess of 3 million.
Over 3 million.
Over 3 million.
Yeah, but if you look at the contract, he's not wrong, right?
You're not getting me.
Context.
We are talking about paid to GBC.
Right.
And then per the subsequent release.
He says that they themselves even paid 1 point something to the third party.
But with the agreement and approval of GBC, because I've read the contract, that's what the contract says. That the ministry is not allowed to pay to any third party without
GBC.
Approval of GBC. Good. So the point I'm making is that now GBC's explanation is that those monies paid them went to other third parties that assisted them with production. I have no problem with that. We can talk about the capacity or the lack of it of GBC and the fact that they have lost a chunk of the revenue. But they also talk about the fact that given the timing, and to me, that's what saddens my heart. Do you know the All Africa Games had to be postponed Because we're not ready as a country.
Still, we are complaining about timing.
Oh, no,
for,
this while
for
we didn't
GBC
know.
to come and then tell us about the shortness of the time and what have you, it's be fun.
No, maybe they didn't know that they
You are
were
not
going to
getting
do the
me.
coverage. Maybe they didn't know they were going to do the
when
coverage.
we were postponing it twice,
Yeah.
Nobody
we
was.
thought we'll give it to Amansan TV or what?
But-
You get the point
Yeah,
I'm
but
making.
GB
We didn't know
says-
that there was a certain GBC.
Yeah, but GBC says they were contacted a month before. A month before.
As a country,
Yeah.
do we have GBC or not? Is it for us or
You have a
not?
state broadcaster.
Do you have a
Are,
state
so are
broadcaster
you
or
trying
not?
to put the blame on GBC for not being ready? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, the system. The entire system, and that system cannot be devoid of a
can't
responsibility.
absorb-
Because if GBC is there
Yeah.
and the sports ministry doesn't come, because like we're saying, one would have expected
GBC
that
could
there
go.
are going to be bits and what have you to do the coverage, right? And
GBC put in a
GBC looking at themselves may say, okay, we don't have the capacity because they even say they don't even have an OB van,
We get you,
right?
We get you.
Look,
So
this issue,
and a month.
has brought a lot of things
Yeah.
to the fore. Look,
Yeah.
GBC until recently, was complaining that GFA ignored them and rather gave the right to
Star Times.
Yeah. Now we understand they've been offered the right to broadcast our league. So when they were competing for that bid, what were they going to use?
Exactly.
Is it the Toyota Vits in their office? What were they going to use?
That's one. Two, what stopped management of GBC from knowing that this is All Africa Games and it's on the ties of government? So it's the state. And obviously they will be given preferential treatment. What stopped them from triggering a process that could alert the system that, hey, we are ready? What can we do to position ourselves to be ready to take advantage? What also stopped government from saying that we are giving you the right regardless, right? Because this state broadcaster, all other local stations can plug in, right? And so this is how we are equipping you.
Has anybody contacted EIB to cover the elections?
Okay.
Aren't we
Yes.
procuring things that we use
yeah.
for the election?
Elections.
Aren't other media houses procuring things that
Yeah.
we use for the election? So if you're a state broadcaster and we are telling you that all African games, which we've
Yeah.
never hosted before,
Yeah.
it's coming to the country, you are what? You are sitting there
Yeah.
waiting for who? To tell you that who?
Dr.
Prepare. Look, let's be serious.
Anyway.
And you know, like Ivy said, GBC, they have a very strong workforce. You know what they did to even Ampem Dakwe and
Oh,
the rest?
yes.
So once the workers hear that some 3 million has entered the system, some of them already have the red bands. They are used to demonstrating.
Yeah.
So they don't throw the Kojai away. They keep it.
They actually keep it in office.
Yeah,
they get to office.
some of them were looking for the Kojai and the man said no. Well, he came on the set with his Batakari, his choice, the Director General's choice of attire, to tell you the times that he finds himself in and what's at stake.
Because it's a chobo, then that's it. Wahala.
Hey,
By this one, we beg. So just like the Director General had just had to explain things. Please don't sack him. So Daily Post this morning. MPP manifesto is hopeless. Just job for the boys, says NDC Pro Forum USA. Baumia's boy Mustafa Yusuf implicated in missing $2.89 million scandal. It's become missing already. NDC supporters in Afram Plains North told to ignore Kweli Wolase because he's working against Mahama and the NDC. And the NDC lays down 6 conditions under which it will sign election 2024 peace pact. That is it for the Daily Post this morning.
all right, the Republic Press. Ekufuado strikes off
Okay,
Snakes.
I did that. So
You've done that
you might
already.
want to take either the Metro Lens.
Have you done the Publisher?
Yes. So either you do Daily Analyst or the Metro Lens.
All right. 1 second. Yeah. All right. Metro Lens. GBC exposes sports minister. We were paid $105,000 and not $3 million. Also, Ghana not remedial class to rewrite Anodon Press. Ghana not a remedial class. Anodon Press yells at Mahama. Sorry that I'm laughing. And also, FDA clarifies position. Says it is protecting public interest and not targeting individual businesses. Ekufuado drip initiative to transform Upper West roads.
Yeah.
All right. So the Daily Analyst newspaper, 3 million Africa Games coverage. We only received 105,000. I'll be the next president of Ghana. That is Bernard Mona of the PNC. Kolebu resumes renal dialysis services after 3-week closure. Exhibition exercise. Party agents free to do their work. And then with the exhibition exercise, I think I've heard some people say the 50 pesos that is being charged for you to check if your name is in the register, if you don't want to go to your polling station, is an illegal fee, or it's an illegal charge, because everything that the EC needs to do all of these things, exhibition, the elections and all of that, their budget has been approved and the finance ministry is to be distributing or disbursing money. So nobody is supposed to pay anything, to be able to check their names. And so for the Electoral Commission to be charging 50 pesos when you use the short code, it's an illegal fee and it needs to stop.
Well, we hear them. What else can we say?
You want us to say something?
Well, we hear them. So, you know the analyst? I will take you on.
Still on the Daily Analyst newspaper. Controversy over sale of state hotels unnecessary, Akufo-Addo charges, and Avenogbo left behind cherished memories. That's according to the family. So
that's Gordon Avenogbo.
Yeah,
the Ace broadcaster who passed on, I think, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And there were people who were interacting with him, we're told, as late as last Friday. Well, I thought he had been ill for a while. That was my. And then not knowing he had been active. Wow, interesting. So starfm.com.gh, Eastern region, man abandons wife after birth of triplets a few years after twins. Okay, so that's a heartbreaking story. And when I was reading the story yesterday, sent through by Kojo Ansa, many things kept going through my mind. We have many affluent families who are looking for just one child. Just one. It's not coming. And then there's that poor family somewhere. First attempt, twins. Second attempt, triplets. And then the man has to abandon the wife at the hospital. They are calling the man, he's not picking his phone.
It's sad.
No, I get you.
It's ridiculous. That's
yeah,
but
it's
so sad.
It's a broken record. You see, we've told these stories on many occasions where the twins and then the triplets and what have you, and the most fertile in the society, in the country, are the poor. And it's surprising. But that's the realities of life. Unfortunately, we don't have a system that could go to the aid of this young lady. She's 25. And then the husband. If you have a properly structured welfare system, I'm not sure this young man should be running away. The state should step in. But then again, knowing, of course, Ghanaians, trust me, by the end of next week, you'll hear that one individual or the other has contacted EIB to assist this family one way or the other. We've done many of such stories and help has come through for them.
Why did the guy run away?
After 2, you get 3.
So he called the hospital first? Or
he sent the wife to the hospital.
He went to confirm.
Of course. Yes. So once he got to know that they are triplets, he bolted. They are calling him. He didn't put it off his phone. The calls go through, but he never picks.
No, he'll come back. I mean, he'll come back.
Yeah. Let's encourage him to come back.
He will come back.
Yeah, let's encourage him to come back.
They need their father.
It's not easy. Throwing money at fans is disrespectful. Are the fans complaining? That's according to Stoneboy. Stoneboy
He's not serious. Sometimes when he is performing, when he's performing for some class of people, don't they throw money at you? They shower. Yes. Is that disrespectful?
Massa, I better keep throwing the money to the fans.
Do the right thing.
Throw the money. The fans are not complaining.
Yeah, nobody's complaining.
Yes, but do it in a way that it will not bring a stampede. Yeah, but still, the fans need the money. Mahama, Professor Bukajima are the best pair to lead Ghana. And Eastern region, okay, I've given you that story. Baumia has taken responsibility for the state of Ghana's economy. That's according to Kojo Ponkroma. Yes, an interview about yesterday that he had with Lantan Papanko on State of Affairs. Yes, so Hillary Clinton says it's time for Kamala Harris to break the glass ceiling. And convention spotlight signs on Biden with speech he never wanted. Yes, we told Biden spoke and he spoke very well, but there was a delay, and so his speech was delayed. So by the time he got the opportunity to speak, the interest had fizzled out. Meanwhile, he had the best of speeches for the night. So that's it for starfm.com.gh. You have City Newsroom.
We can go to City Newsroom and check out the stories that are there. On citynewsroom.com this morning, we've learned our lessons We won't borrow to finance 2024-2025 crop season. That's according to Cocoa Board. Yeah.
Yes. I like the way that has captured, because
Yeah.
other portals are saying, and they are quoting him, saying that this is the best decision. That for the first time, Cocoa Board is not going for syndicated loan. Hello, Mr. Boyne, Honorable. It's because we are not getting the loan. We've been shut out of that particular market because we are not deemed to be creditworthy. So no bank wants to give us money. And like I asked yesterday, just like we will not expect America to sell cocoa and run at a loss, we don't expect Cocoa Board to sell cocoa beans in high demand. If it's our oil, we call it sweet oil. These sweet cocoa beans sell. One job, you have one job. Borrow money, use it to buy cocoa, sell, pay the loan, make profit.
Yeah.
We run at a loss.
We're not prepared to work beyond our legally mandated hours. That's according to CTAG as well. And so this should do it for the news headlines this morning. You're still listening to The Morning Star. Stay tuned. We'll return and bring you some more on The Morning Star.